traveling with the boys. Huh? What in the hell? You sure this is a good idea, dude?
Right, we're all set.
This doesn't seem like a good idea, dude.
Just the 4 of you, was it?
3. I'm already attuned to the crystal in Thavnair.
You are? Oh, I would have preferred more test subjects. Oh, well, never mind. If our 3 travelers could line up here, please. Yes, right there is fine. Take a deep breath, and I'll soon have you soaring through the ether. Oh, and one last thing.
Uh-oh.
You might experience a teensy-weensy touch of violent ethereal sickness. Good luck!
Could you tell this? What the? Could you tell us earlier? Well, that's a hunt we are at.
Thavnair, home to city-state Rads at Han. Rising from the southeast waters of the Bounty, this Isle of Plenty served as the battleground for a conflict between 2 peoples. Their cultures bled into one another until a unique amalgamation was distilled from the chaos, in a process not unlike their precious alchemy. Once solidified as a single nation, an adamant stance of neutrality would hold invaders at bay for a time.
Oh.
Now across this vibrant isle creeps a fog of malice. What choice do you have? What chance?
He's just dead.
Against such an insidious foe.
This is peak comedy. We have Emmett Silk's deadpan, near deadpan. Oh my god. You managed to wheel yourself to your feet, but you give me a condition you reach Estinian in time. Hilarious. Oh. What? Really? This price is high road robbery. You don't see much. He's Haram in his fetal position! Yeah, ponytail! Oh my god. Why are people jumping off the pier? And this is how you pitch a sail. Holy crap. I feel like, man, this really feels like an old school RPG. I love it. Oops. God damn it. I fucked up. Okay, my friend Mattia. What fucking fuck? My dude, I'm so sorry. I am a terrible salesman. I could only sell one fish. Oh no, it's not loading! Oh god, I'm actually falling asleep. It's not good, man. I'm trying to keep awake. Wait! I'm just gonna stand up. And move around a bit. This man came kidnappers. Do you need signs to show you that I'm falling asleep? Yeah. I hope that was a good sign because I went the wrong direction again.
What happened?
Their dress marks them as alchemists. I see no evidence of injury or poison.
Thinkest thou they but slumber?
I believe so. Whether it is by choice is another question entirely.
Oh, we have guests. You must excuse the poor welcome. Long days and longer nights have taken their toll, as you can see.
Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs.
I am Vashan, servant to the satrap. My task was, in fact, to wake these good men and women, if you will allow.
Saw the spear and imbued
People
with
of the
Nidhogg's
Great
blood.
I come bearing new scales.
Scales? We have new scales?
Yes, my friends. Gather round. I have them right here.
Oh, happy day. Now I can continue my experiment.
Many thanks.
One for me.
Those are dragon scales.
Yes, such materials are vital to their most pressing research.
And we are fortunate to have them. Our experiments are so close to bearing fruit. Soon we will have a talisman capable of nullifying the etheric emissions from that accursed tower. Did I say something wrong? Are you not here with Varshan? Wait, who are you people? Of course! You're the one Kryl sent. The warrior of light we've been waiting for.
Ah, this is a day of celebration. Praise be to Cinderova!
The winds have shifted. I feel it. The end to our toil is near.
I feel it too. My head hasn't been this clear in days.
They all have Indian accents.
Tell me, how did you acquire those scales?
Curious that it concerns you so. But worry not. They were freely given by the dragon with whom our satrap has forged a lawful pact.
That is well.
You must be quite familiar with Dragon King, yes?
How the?
Is this their congealed blood I see on your weapon?
Speaking of dragon blood, you yourself have been infused with it, have you not? I should like to draw a file or two, if so. Now, see here.
Estinian jump.
Come along, come along. I must insist that you visit our laboratory.
Cease your shoving, or so help me.
BB with the pay respects.
Oh dear, your poor companion. What with the new scales and your timely arrival, my colleagues are a little giddy with excitement. No harm will come to him, I promise. Meanwhile, shall we find a quiet place to talk? As you may have guessed, I am Nidana, the alchemist who sent the request to your Mistress Kryl. We have workshops across the nation collaborating on this research project. But it is here, at the Great Work, where I collate our results. Come with me, all of you, and I can explain the crux of the situation.
Loading screen. Dear God. Okay. Now let's recap what went through. What was going on. So we come here to Thavnair to find the lady, the alchemist, and now we're finding out that they're being given generously some dragon skills, which is easily suspect as Petra's dragon skills. So there's Nidana. Test multiple times. Please begin whenever you're ready. I shall be observing from a safe distance. Deepa! Whoa! Okay, that's a first. I assume you're gonna be a minion. That's dumb. Subject has no irrepressible urge to empty the stomach. What? Does that mean shitting myself or does that mean vomiting? Congratulations, indeed. I don't know what you did there, but I suppose I'm supposed to vomit or something. I don't know. There's no cooldown. I just realized. The ether compass has no cooldown now. So this is the dance. So this is where we become dancers. This is a good place to G-post snipe right now.
Yes, that would be Radzad Khan. Hardly anyone has been allowed in or out since our troubles with the tower began. The faithful citizens huddle inside the city walls, and commerce has all but ground to a standstill. I pity the satrap, the trials he must be facing. Well, he is the most important person in Radzad Khan. Long ago, this island was home to two tribes of Matanga, the Gajasura and the Arkasodra. When the Aura came to these shores, it was the Arkasodra with whom they joined forces. Together they defeated the warlike Gajasura, forcing them to flee Thavnair altogether. Peace and prosperity reigned for a time, until a clan of Hjord from the mainland decided they wanted the island for themselves. It was a direct ancestor of the present satrap who arbitrated that conflict and welded the warring factions into the nation we know today. And ever since, a member of that esteemed lineage has inherited this somewhat unique position. You see, by and large, the state is run by the people, but when problems arise, it is the satrap who mediates a solution. The stability provided by the satrap is what has allowed Radz at Han to thrive all these years. And it was the satrap himself who entrusted us with this duty. We will not fail him, nor our countrymen.
What is the delay with the vessel? I told you I need to adjust those ratios.
Oh no. Daniel.
I come all this way to admire one of my splendid towers, and what do I find? Fools attempting to ward off its tempering influence with magic trinkets. I seem to recall a similar experiment in ages past. What was that man's name? Oh, something. Owen? Another body, another time. Who could be expected to remember every trivial detail?
Allowing them to construct such handy talismans would be counterproductive to my plans. And yet, I find myself deathly curious. How will they manage this feat with the limited knowledge and resources at their disposal? Complications be damned, for we cannot escape the nature of our souls. And I, as ever, am my own worst enemy.
Okay, Daniel. Let's have a quick look, shall we? Oh god, the secrets. You spent 100 gil. Thanks for telling me that I spent that much money on teleporting. Thanks game. I sure wish to know that at all. Totally, no problem. What the hell is happening in... What the hell is happening in the shout chat, man? Oh, that's weird. Oh no. Ooh, that's cool. Forced camera perspective. That's a new thing. I do this one thing after every expression is that we don't learn any new salute emotes anymore. Though the Hamza appears to want to return home, it reluctantly offers you its back. Yee! It's okay, little buddy. Oh man. I kind of feel bad for this Hamza now. Triple triad! Thank you. I can probably use these for glam. But not some time for glam. Cute Mikote. Scary. Excuse me. That was my little stool right down here to make my feet comfy when I sit down.
I see our taskmasters have allowed you a moment's respite as well. You have to hand it to these alchemists. They are determined to see this endeavor of theirs succeed. I've never been one for blind optimism, but I sincerely get the sense they're close to a breakthrough.
They had better be, or all this effort was for naught.
The peoples of Eorzea, of the Far East, of Thavnair, children of this star united in common cause against a dire threat. Yet ere they succumbed to suicidal madness, were not the Telophoroi born of her body as were we? They who cling to life and the promise of the morrow's dawn, against they who desire death and an ending of their own orchestration. The victors of this war alone will hold the right to answer the question of existence, of its meaning, and its worth.
Poetic and ominous to a fault. That said, if it's an existential debate in nature, then our arguments might not be as persuasive as you'd think.
Right.
Fandaniel wants to die and take everyone with him in an orgy of pain and suffering. An utterly vile and unforgivable idea. And yet, when spat upon by fate and wailing in the deepest pit of despair, who among us can say they have not entertained similar thoughts? There are nights black as pitch, bereft of hope, and no words of comfort can reach you. And it's all you can do to grit your teeth and choke back the bile.
The more you see and suffer life's injustices, the more difficult they become to bear. Vengeance is nurtured in similar soil. Though your anger has a broader focus, the sentiment is much the same. A fervent desire to destroy others, to see them drown in torment, as you have.
That about sums it up. The will to endure is not always as strong as the urge to burn it all down and salt the earth. Survival be damned. It's a struggle, often close and brutal.
Indeed. Well, I, for one, shall pray survival proveth more appealing in the end.
As will I. Besides, our chances are much improved when we've the company of others committed to the cause of life. Our vengeful dragoon here is proof of that. What is it? What did you see?
Fandaniel.
Thavnair. Are you sure? If he knows we've been working on a countermeasure.
It holds. The vessel holds. This is the one.
At long last.
Look! We have finally created a talisman strong enough to withstand our experiments. We've named it a warding scale for the time being. With this in your possession, your soul should be completely shielded from corruption.
So that's how they are able to go to the tower. In the
Afforded such protection, any one of us may approach the towers without fear. Thou hast mine admiration. 'Tis an invention of historical significance.
that means anyone can fight primals now because
Thank
of
you
this.
for your kind words. But I would prefer you keep them unsaid until we test the talisman's efficacy in the field.
Yeah, you might need Alice to be around
It is
for
for the
this.
next stage of our plan that we summoned you in the first place. To accompany me to the Tower of Zot.
No, it's too risky.
Should the scale prove effective, as I very much hope it will, then you'll have little to do. But should the effect be weaker than anticipated, I must ask that you restrain me, or knock me senseless. Either way, we are fortunate to have you with us.
Or maybe Urionji can summon
Nana,
one.
Are you certain you wish to do this?
If others are to trust our creations, then we must have faith in them first. And as the senior researcher, it falls to me to lead by example. But should I fail to return, then learn what you can from this attempt and apply it to the next. Our work must continue. Is that clear?
We'll keep an eye on the place while you're away. Assuming Fandaniel is lurking about, there's no telling what mischief he has in mind for us, or you. Be on your guard.
I will.
Shall we be on our way? I'll have one of the soldiers at the hatchery prepare us a boat, and we can set out from the northern shore. I'll see you there.
I hope you're sure about this. Like, really, really sure. I had a fine boat than expected, but I won't complain. All that remains is to board me on our way and become corrupted. Do not stay your hand. Up, let's go.
We should soon cross the threshold of the tower's influence. Any moment now.
There you go.
It's working! And you are still yourself? Then I'd like to see how it fares closer to the tower if we could. So far, so good. The scale's protection appears to be holding. If we can just make it to the tower's entrance.
Careful. Please be careful.
A few more steps. Praise be to the sisters, we made it! And the scale has proven itself to be everything we hoped it would be.
Can you, if it's a good thing, please don't play this music.
We can focus on production. Once we've equipped and returned with an entire survey team, this menace will soon give up its secrets. What?
No! Oh god. Oh god. Oh my god. This is horrible. Holy shit.
Oh, there we go! Oh, there we go! Oh!
Oh, do calm down. You'll only hurt yourself thrashing about like that.
Stop! Oh, you can't do this! Please!
Oh my god.
A little late for heroics, I'm afraid. The similarities are striking. My! Such hostility! Never before has my artistry so displeased. My patrons of old would have positively squealed in delight, though, between you and me, I find gushing praise exhausting. Allow me to tell you a story. Surely you've yet to hear the one about Van Daniel, the sundered Assi. I inherited the position and the soul of the Van Daniel who sat on the convocation in the time of the final days, theoretically speaking. Practically speaking, that fact is of no consequence. I was born and lived as, well, me. Eventually, I was recruited into the Ascians and imbued with the former Van Daniel's knowledge and memories, but I never felt that they were truly a part of who I am. How to explain? Perhaps if I told you who I was before my Ascian embrace, although that chapter too is a past I've long since discarded. I have it on good authority you've poked your nose into an Allegan ruin or two. Yes?
Are you telling me you're elegant?
Then I expect you've heard of me. The old.
At your service.
Are you fucking kidding me? Are you serious?
Imagine a nation of unbridled prosperity. Every need met, day after day of unbroken, unshakable peace. Existence fulfilled.
You're telling me this fucker is from the Crystal Tower?
Ripe for decay.
The third boss? Really?
You are a genius without peer, Amon. However do you conceive of such delightful experiments? That fool was beside himself with panic when he awoke with the head of a bull. Even his cries for help emerged as so much guttural lowing. Oh, the memory of it. My poor sides. My friends and I were so consumed by laughter we struggled to breathe.
Elegants are pieces of shit, by the way, even if they are
No more than
technological.
entertainment for bored wastrels ignorant of its worth. My all-consuming work. But it was not their only indulgence. For they were ever hungry for stimulation, slaves to the slightest hint that amusement was afoot. Our nation was ailing, but I would see the poison purged. I resurrected a legend, our first and greatest emperor. And just as I had planned, he set our wayward empire back on the path of conquest. An inexhaustible ambition carried us onwards, always onwards. Yet, he who delivered to us such glory was not to be satisfied.
And then you became the third boss of
Heed
Crystal Tower.
me, Armon. No matter how vast one's empire, or full one's treasure vault, all is rendered meaningless by death. In the end, all is lost.
You know as well as I that the Emperor stands to lose this war, and so I have come to claim you. For while your methods leave something to be desired, we cannot deny the results of your work. And as fortune would have it, the seat of Van Daniel, your rightful seat, lies vacant and waiting. Take your place amongst your peers, rather than die a pointless death amidst the ashes of your doomed nation.
Emmett.
Send one of your clones to the Crystal Tower that you might see for yourself.
So we fought a
See
clone?
what lies ahead.
This is the real one?
The fall of the Empire affirmed the truth. Majestic and tragic, as the Emperor foresaw. Scheme as you like, build as you will, nothing endures. What is life but a brief jaunt ending in emptiness?
I can't wait to queue for Crystal Tower and then just write, "Hello, Fan Daniel."
So easily distracted. Why, I almost left without saying farewell. As for your friend, you needn't worry. These pawns are far more useful to me alive as fuel for the primals. if you attempt to pull them free, they will die. So, enjoy tackling that conundrum with your comrades. We shall meet again! Not among these minor spires, oh no, but somewhere more suitably grandiose. Your favorite playmate is ever so eager to see.
At least she's still alive. That's all that matters. All these people are still alive. We'll get you out. Somehow. But the theory has been proven. They can use the talismans to join me in the tower. I don't know about you, but seeing them inside the tower, those pillars like that, it's fucking creepy. I don't like it. I do not like how it looks like. You guys are all so strong. Ooh. Guess we're going to Ratsahan. I just have this weird feeling because they're not really telling us about who the satrap is. It's very curious. I'm just noting this down right now. The fact that the satrap is known as a king with a lot of power, but I think they might be I don't know. I'm just making up theories for nothing.
A vast rock squats upon Thavnair, and to its stony surface clings the city of Ruds at Han. Ye who enter here are subject to the scrutiny of gods, the gate's most watchful eye. The orb which beholdeth the truth of all things.
Ponder upon this orb.
Pass beneath its hot and piercing gaze, bearing down like a second midday sun.
There is no sun though.
The fragrant haze, a mixture of sweet incense and acrid smoke. The cries of merchants mingled here with lively melodies accented by dancers' feet. Travelers seduced by vivid sound and colors were once swallowed up by patchwork streets. But no such scenes to savor now. To what somber present does that divine eye bear witness?
I love their outfits. I'm going to use their outfits for glam.
Here we are. Megadota. It seems a shame to bring you here directly. Under normal circumstances, it would have been my pleasure to show you the sights.
And it would have been our pleasure to see them. Alas, it seems our tour of the city will have to wait.
I'm afraid so. Come, we should head inside. Your Excellency, may I present our honored visitors?
Ah, splendid. Most splendid. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Ahawan, satrap of Radzatan. Our alchemists tell me your assistance was invaluable in the creation of the warding scale. Such deeds ought to be recognized in person. Thus did I have young Varshan convey you here forthwith. On behalf of my people, may I express to you our sincere gratitude. I assume you speak of Nidana. A regrettable incident indeed. Her colleagues insist that we honor her wishes and trust in the talisman, that it will be instrumental in saving Nidana and the others.
It works.
I am eager to hear your opinion on the matter, so let us not stand on ceremony. Come, sit.
I'm sorry, but please give me a sec. I'm gonna go out and grab my food. It's already here. So, be right back. Okay, I'm back.
I think not. This charade has gone on long enough. Show yourself.
Forgive me, but were you expecting musicians, perhaps? There are no performers waiting in the wings at present, but arrangements could be made if you prefer.
Nay, he hath the light of it. The time for artifice is past. Raise the curtain.
The real satrap.
As you wish.
Now we know who the real satrap is.
You travel as assistants to the students of Valdesian, but you are known to me. Even here have we heard of the scions of the Seventh Dawn.
Hi, Vitra.
And for years uncounted hath this isle served as mine abode.
I'm so glad they're playing the...
Vritra, of the first brood, sibling to Hraesvelga and Nidhogg.
Aye, mine elder brothers, of Midgard's former spawn. I was last to hatch.
Well, isn't this a surprise? We were told Radzat Khan had an alliance with a dragon. Not that a great worm sat in the satrap's own hall.
You fool, he is the satrap.
A necessary subterfuge,
Isn't he?
as the true tale of our nation history illustrates most effectively.
Maybe I'm stupid.
In the beginning, the rock upon which our city is built was home to Vitra, and Vitra alone. In time, the ancestors of the Matanga came to the island and established a foothold. But never did they dare disturb the worm's lair. Next to arrive with the Aura, adopting the example of their Arkasodra allies, they too treated Vitra with reverence and respect. And for many years, an understanding between our forefathers and the Great Worm endured. Until marauding heroes from the mainland came, threatening to shatter our peace and tranquility. When it seemed all would be drowned in blood, Vitra himself came forth and quelled the rising conflict. A peaceful accord was reached, and oaths sworn in Vitra's name. Thus began the dragon's governance of the fledgling state, which was to grow into Radzat Khan.
But if Vitra is still here, then your position as satrap is just...
A charade, yes. And one which my family has performed faithfully for generations.
Many envy the great worms their power. Were it known that I ruled here, then the fires of war would burn without end. I would not be the flame which consumeth my people. Those few who join me in laying our country's foundations were, perforce, sworn to secrecy.
I have a feeling MSL knew about this.
Your eye. It was taken.
Oh dear.
'Tis here, buried within a semblance of flesh. The body before thee is but a simulacrum, constructed by the finest artisans of Razatan. With mine eye nestled within, it doth serve as an inconspicuous vessel.
So you
for my will.
are Vitra.
That would explain why I felt the presence of a dragon on our first meeting.
I am woven with words fashioned to deceive such arcane senses. Though 'twas short-lived, it seemeth thy fusion with my brother hath left thee much altered. Estinian warm blood. From the very first, we sensed the nature of one another, yet did neither one of us bare his fangs. That is all I need know of thee for now.
With my secret thus revealed, I have for you a proposal. Not as a worm of the first brood, but as the ruler of Radzat. With all haste must we take in hand the finished talismans and breach this foul spire. Thence, should it lay within our power, dispel its wicked influence. Yet even with the assurance of the warding scales, the narrow confines of the tower doth limit the size of our force.
And thus denied strength in numbers, thou must choose thy soldiers with care.
Just so. Yet though our radiant host is formidable, I see a sure path before me.
We want to seek our help.
Thou and thy recently, thou didst cast down false gods in Padelthan and Cartanau, I am told. 'Tis upon that strength I would call. The Scions have proven themselves the most capable, and I ask that you serve as the tip of our spear. Talismans would, of course, be provided for each of thy companions. And should you agree to this undertaking, more will be provided to make use of as you see fit.
And each child we got Summer is a friend of mine.
There's no denying it's a dangerous proposition, but the rewards may far outweigh the risk. Just think of what we might accomplish if we could equip all our allies with warding scales. I worry, however, that even the four of us may be too few for what you have in mind. Might we regroup with our friends first to discuss the matter?
'Tis no trifling task that I have laid before you. Go, steel your hearts and hone your plans. Such time as you require shall be spent in crafting your protective charms.
It seems a quick trip back to Charlian is in order.
Yep.
Wilt thou not lend thine aid?
Whether your request be made as a great worm or the ruler of Rads at Han, I see no reason to refuse, nor will I.
I am in thy debt.
I love this music so much, it's so good. Makes me feel so happy inside.
Your time in Thavnair has certainly been eventful. In my opinion, carrying out Vitra's request and assaulting the Tower of Zot should be our highest priority.
Of course it must.
I agree. While I still have questions concerning the Forum and their grand undertaking, we have all but exhausted our avenues of investigation. Simply pressing them any harder on the subject will almost certainly result in our expulsion. Therefore, I suggest we explore the ethereal sea connection by way of a letter to Master Matoya, then make our way to Thavnair.
I wonder, even with the protection these talismans afford us, what can we hope to achieve once inside the tower? According to Orenvold and Fodola's report, they were unable to free the Emolja. Worse, their attempts triggered the tower's defenses, which led to a summoning of Luna Ifrit.
What does it tell us that the Spires even have such defenses? Simply pulling a prisoner from the wall is fatal, thus the direct approach is doomed to failure from the outset. Any further measures to dissuade such actions seem unnecessary. Unless, of course, there is a way to free the prisoners without killing them. Then it stands to reason that any intruders would be met with overwhelming force.
The towers appeared throughout the world in but the twinkling of an eye. 'Twas by magical means these structures were raised, I surmise. A spire thus conjured must needs be maintained, and I suspect an arcane catalyst, some manner of core, doth lie hidden within. Destroy the core, and the tower ceaseth to be, thus liberating the captives without harm.
So we can hope. And I would prefer to enter the tower with a working theory than with no plan at all.
Assuming Ishtola's reasoning is correct, the chances of the defenses remaining dormant are small to none. Any primates will have to be dealt with, and defeating one will likely only lead to the summoning of another. Our every victory will only compound the prisoner's suffering.
May we not then divide our forces? Those proficient in healing will focus on sustaining the captives. That duty can be covered by Urianger, Cryon, Yostela, and myself. The remaining scions will proceed with the search for the core. Admittedly, this strategy puts both parties at greater risk, but it should bolster our chances of saving the Arcasodra by a considerable margin.
What of Elise? She knows a healing spell or two, but I'm not gonna.
If you're to fight primals, then you'd best have at least one healer with you.
And I am more than happy to fulfill that role. I found wielding a sage's armaments to be rather intuitive, and look forward to testing them against a more challenging foe.
It seems we have a plan. All that remains is to carry it out. I will inform Radzit-Han of our movements, so let us make our preparations and regroup near the tower.
A military post in what's left of the Hamsa hatchery should serve as a convenient staging.
That sounds perfect. And remember, the experimental aetherite at the confluence is there for those who need it, so there's no excuse for being late.
Oh yeah. Yum. The moon's in the crescent right now. FF14 economies is in shambles. It is fucked. Or maybe I'm just wrong, because I usually am. Hi, Ritra. Very faster. Okay. Whatever you say, dude. I've been waiting to fight Primos with my friends, man. Too bad I can't fight them in the ARR. What the hell? You're free. Alright, here's the place. Oh, that's disgusting. Whoa! Where's Springfield? Armored Fiend. And they really know how to reskin these enemies, huh? Of course, the Mega Sisters. What did I think of it? What the fuck? Already? Holy crap. Holy shit! Holy shit, what the fuck is this? Holy shit, what the fuck? Music's going hard, man. This dungeon is crazy. Yeah, we chosen Defiance. It's alright, but I don't want that. Oh. Oh god. You. I'm afraid to die. I'm gonna put that on. This is like a disaster. Holy crap. They start tank busting so freaking fast now. Explosion force. Oh god! I think I'm not supposed to attack them. Holy crap, what the hell? I know, I figured out already. I'm stuck. You're telling me I can put some more? Ooh, damage rod. That's okay. This is where we fought Xenos in the... Of course, we must protect the tower. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, open pools already. This is... Oh! What the hell? Oh shit! You serious? Give me a break. Oh, there goes the Mega Sisters. I don't know what's crazier, the fact that they showed the Mega Sisters as the first boss. Here, or the fact that we find out that the Mega Sisters were revealed during the review. What the hell? Props to the healer. Okay, now let's take the time to look through this dungeon very carefully. Since we actually have time, I might as well use this chance to do so. Hi, Elfie. Somebody's up here. They'll believe his secret is abroad. You will never fight us, I'll give them that. I think the worst part is we haven't even hit the final days of the game yet. Especially during the launch trailer.
Is everyone all right?
We fortified the captives with what magics we could. Have the defenses been disabled? All appears quiet for the moment.
The lower floors were disturbing enough, but this place feels wrong. The ether is heavy and thick, like wading through a quagmire.
I believe we stand in the tower's beating heart. What sayest thou, Stola?
I see it. Ether siphoned from the land runs up through the spire, flowing to a single point. This is the core we seek. Yet something is off. As large as this structure is, it siphons far more ether than is required to sustain it. 'Tis as if the core is feeding on the energy, consuming it. I need to take a closer look.
Just be careful, Ishtola.
Curious. There is something there embedded inside the core. A man's limb.
This is what we came to destroy?
A man's limb?
Yes, if you would be so kind.
Estinian so casually
And
destroying
that
it.
should be the end of it.
We're that easy.
What now?
My theory that the tower might come crashing down following the core's destruction.
Could you tell us that earlier? That you had a theory?
Bully for you! And how are we supposed to survive the fall?
What of the prisoners below?
The floor beneath our very feet dissolves. Brace yourselves!
I pray I'm not too late.
Whew. Immense.
What happened? Where are we?
By my reckoning, we're still on the island where the tower stood. But 'tis as if it never existed. Hardly a scratch. But how?
Raha? I don't need another death scare, Raha.
Raha wove a levitation spell at the last moment. Large enough to catch everyone, it would seem.
That explains the lack of obvious injuries.
The expenditure of so much ether has taken its toll. He will need plenty of rest, but should otherwise be none the worse for wear.
Raha, I love you so much. Thank you.
Then the immediate problem is what to do with our new friends here. They'll be much changed for their time in the tower. Even if their bodies are intact, I doubt we could say the same for their minds.
Angelo and I will take care of that.
Please, don't train yourself.
I have every faith in you, Alize, but there are just too many for you to treat alone.
We'll send at once to Eorzea for more porksies, and call on the local mages to lend a hand.
Hail, Scions! We were watching the tower when it simply disappeared. What happened here?
The threat is banished, and thy people delivered. They are, however, in need of treatment, and we of a secure locale and helping hands to assist us in its provision.
Give me 1 sec. The cat is...
You shall have all this and more. Come, let us convey these unfortunate souls to the city.
Oh my mom's taking care of it. She's so cute. Lala fell.
Prithee, a moment. There is one whom my sire hath judged worthy of honor and respect. The one known to men as Eorzea's champion, this hero of renown and rumor, 'tis thee.
Yep.
In accordance with the covenant he forged with Hydralin, the stewardship of this star hath ever been his purpose. Silence in the face of thine actions is the greatest sign of his approval. 'Twas a revelation most pleasing that thou, a child of man, had gained Midgardsormr's trust. But alongside mine elation runneth a rivulet of dread. For upon thy life's wheel wind too many threads of fate, power, wheel enmeshed with woe. Amidst this tangled knot thou shalt know no rest. 'Tis an endless confluence of forces, a struggle without surcease. More terrible still is the attrition wrought upon thy companions, as they are swept up in the storm of thine existence.
Don't show him. No.
Take heart and protect them well. They will be your strength and your salvation. The hope thou wilt need come the end. Even cowering behind my curtain, I know the suffering of the powerful. I have watched my siblings driven mad by loss. Thus do I exhort thee to spare no effort to keep thy loved ones safe.
Apologies. We hadn't meant to interrupt.
It's just that we do have a history of suddenly collapsing, and when you didn't follow us out...
'Tis I who must apologize. I have detained your champion overlong with idle chatter. Go. At war's end, I pray I welcome thee back into my hall, where together with thy joyful comrades, you may toast your triumph.
I'm okay. Just needed to cry a little bit in memory of those who have fallen.
These are the talismans we were promised.
Yes, and I made a quick count. There are far more than we could have hoped for. Enough to outfit an entire company of soldiers, in fact. Considering the involved process, that they were able to manufacture so many in such a short span of time is nothing short of a miracle.
Once we have distributed them to our allies in Eorzea and the Far East, we'll have a fighting chance to bring down the other spires, just as we did with the Tower of Zot.
Or we could use them to invade Garlemald proper, and strike directly at the Telophoroid's base of operations. course, we would need to consult with various Alliance leaders before such a drastic measure could even be contemplated. To which end, I could set out forthwith and present the idea to each of our allies in person.
Pray allow me to undertake some few of those journeys. I find myself restless and in need of purposeful duties.
I can head eastward. Bosnia and Dalmasca are just a short hop from here. And Doma's shinobi network should come in handy for passing on the word.
We shall share the burden then. Meanwhile, I think it best that you and the others take the talismans back to the Baldessian Annex. We must keep them safe and secure until we've decided upon a course of action.
Please, I must speak with you.
Nice to see that you recovered.
Nidana, you're awake.
Yes. When I spoke with the carer at my bedside, she told me that one of the scions, a young woman, had cleansed me of the tower's corruption. It seems I'd been asleep ever since the treatment. But when I awoke and learned you were all still here, I knew I had to come.
As you said, Nidana was captured only recently. Such a brief exposure is swiftly cured, so I tended to her before we gathered at Megaduta.
And I am truly grateful that you did. I cannot thank you enough. All of you, for everything you've done. Destroying the tower, rescuing our people. You've saved Thavnair from an awful fate.
Yet who hath truly saved whom? Due in no small part to thine inspirational courage, the alchemists were successful in reproducing warding scales of proven efficacy. Replications of thy work now stand ready to travel across the seas unto the hands of those who might wield them against this rising evil.
The talisman? Is this true? Oh, I was so groggy from sleep. I didn't even think to ask. Oh, our great work sent across the seas. It was worth it. Oh, it was all worth it.
Look at that! Its color is completely changed.
Joy.
What do you have there? How unusual. I wonder if the effect is a reaction to Akasha.
I'm afraid I'm not familiar with that term.
Akasha? It is one of the unseen energies defined by Harnish alchemical theory. Though a gross oversimplification, some describe it as an essence influenced by feelings.
You imply that it is distinct from ether.
Us foreign scholars often conflate the two, but we see them as separate concepts. Ether is an energy which permeates the land. It exists within animals, objects, even the air we breathe, affecting all through which it flows. Akasha, on the other hand, exists in a domain beyond our reach. A gift bestowed from on high, or torn from the heavens in some traditions. Akasha can neither be created nor destroyed. It is beyond our power to purposefully alter or manipulate. The only thing observed to influence it is an abundance of, I want to say, spiritual emotion. As a veteran of the battlefield, surely you've experienced moments of desperation or exaltation when you've transcended the usual limits of your capabilities. That is a manifestation of Akasha, the invisible essence harnessed by heart, mind, and unyielding spirit.
I really must hear more about this theory. Our disciplines are based entirely upon the idea that ether is the fundamental form of all energy.
I'm glad my haphazard explanation has piqued your interest. But even for us, Akasha is a somewhat abstract field of study. A lack of practical application lends itself poorly to formalized research. Which is why my analysis of your flower can amount to little more than idle speculation. I am sorry.
Nonsense! You have nothing to be sorry for. Your insight is much appreciated.
Shall we depart for Sharlayan then? I will see to it that the talismans arrive at the Annex.
And we will be in touch once our talks are concluded. I suggest you rest while you can. From here onward, sleep is bound to be in short supply.
It's not like our warrior of light actually needs much sleep anyways. It's not like they need sleep. The cat is meowing outside.